We're gonna do it. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right.
Doing it right.
Oh man. Hey, it's like a little. You're sideways now.
Uh,
You're sideways. You're sideways.
wait.
All right. So now I gotta try to figure out how to watch this on here so I can get the comments, the questions, because people are already asking questions. Um, Someone said shipping now in 2 days. Luke Chill. Hey, Luke Chill. We talked before. I'm glad that it's 10 days already. I felt like it was like 2 months when we talked. All right. Now, okay, Woo Man, Drippy. Don't bring. You brought all your people over here. All right.
Thing going here, Che Man.
Let me get Guardian Grid in
Everything
here.
good. Did you send that or that was him?
I sent it.
Yeah.
What's actually cool about this is I actually have questions. So people had asked questions in our story that we just posted. I can actually hit like the little Q on the bottom right, and it actually pops up with the questions. So, as we're going on with this, we can have some questions going on.
Oh,
Master and Thomas is trying to join. I'm trying to add him.
he should be able. I mean, since you're on your phone, you should be able to invite yourself. I'm thinking to join the Air Force. No, you're not, Che. Stop capping. What's up?
Oh, let me.
Oh, dang. You got to go to your question to see if it works.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to do one more request.
Okay.
I requested it.
What's up, Daniel? How you been?
Hey, he said he's dead serious about joining. It says Guardian Grid is unable to join.
What's up, Watts? Che, I was just home. Why you ain't seen that? And I'm going to have a degree.
Hey, Sergeant Watts is over here. Hey, have you seen that meme?
Yeah. I seen it. Yeah. I've been seeing that. That's funny. Ooh, man. A woman. It's crazy.
Join live. Hey, we can keep.
Shit,
I know. Maybe. Hey, that.
but
Oh, there you go. That one's for you while we're waiting. That Sebastian. You see his question?
uh, uh, it says SF. What are the actual patrol law enforcement opportunities versus gate duty security tasks?
So can you not request it?
What are the actual patrol law enforcement opportunities versus gate duties? So there's multiple things within security forces. So it's not just law enforcement, right? You can work in the missile field with nukes. You also could be a Raven, which is like you go to this school. It's like a Raven tryout. It's like a little school you go to. Basically, they teach you how to be um, FAS certified, which is going on flyaway security missions. That's a cool course to go through. You could be in a CRG, which is a contingency response group. We have a couple of those throughout Europe. Oh, he's in here.
Yeah, don't scare me like that.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, he's in.
All right.
Um, yeah, I have a bunch of. I can go. I can talk about it all day, but we're all three of us in here. Sebastian, shoot me a DM and I'll send you like a. I got like a whole.
Yeah. And just really quick, while we got everyone in here, before we do the introductions, I think we have like 10 recruiters in here already. So while we're talking, always feel free to ask questions. We got the recruiters in the chat who can answer the questions that you guys have. Yeah, if you guys have any questions for Wooman or Guardian Grit, kind of at them so that way we can kind of understand which ones are for them and which ones are just recruiting questions in general. Okay. So with that being said, let's do some introductions. I always feel like it's better when people introduce themselves because they get to capture who they are better. So we're gonna start with Woo Man first. Who's Woo Man?
What's going on? Wu Man, Staff Sergeant Pays from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I joined the military April 2019. Been my first duty station Guam as security force. Was in law enforcement for a year, then 2 years went to the CRG. Um, was an instructor while I was there. Also went to school, uh, trained, a lot of TDYs. Currently in England right now. Training section for first year, some change. Now I'm back on flight, which is like doing regular flight ops, big force ops. Um, yeah, just living in England, just having fun. Love anime. Yeah, me, that's it.
And where can they find you at?
Oh, YouTube, Woo Comedy, TikTok, Woo Man, Instagram, Woo Man, Facebook, Woo Comedy. Yeah. I got a link tree in my bio on Instagram. So
Okay, all right, and then Guardian Grit.
What's up, everyone? So, Chris Thomas, Guardian Grit, pretty fairly new company that I started. So, I'm a pararescueman. I've been in since 2008. We got a baby over here, 2019. That's crazy. Hey, that's good. I'm glad you joined, and I don't regret a day. So, I've been a PJ for I guess 13 years. Operated a bunch in Afghanistan, Africa, some South Africa stuff, and then I became an instructor, crushing souls, pulling souls out of buttholes for a while, and then I became the instructor supervisor at the prep course that you guys go through, and then recruiter. And so, honestly, like I love my career field, but AFRS, man, that's where my heart is right now. Like, and same with my career field. It's hard to judge, man. That I love the people in AFRS, like just everyone from different walks of life coming together for one huge purpose, and that's to to build our people up. So I live out in Texas, and I just got orders to the 2-3. So I'm going back to the teams. Other than that, super happy to be here, and I apologize. I shaved my mustache. I know in the comments saying, "What's happened to your mustache?" That's
right now.
the second I took my mustache off. I went to HEB's, the grocery store, and people were like bumping into me, like, "Get out of my way." When I had it, I was like, "As you were," like that comment. But my wife, she would not kiss me because it smelled and stuff. So I like it. It looks too bad.
No, that's perfect. And for those asking about, AFRS, that's Air Force Recruiting Service, so what we wanted to do is, again, connect recruiters who are in the chat with different communities that we have. I had made the GB mentality to kind of share stories, help, connect influencers with recruiters. We have a lot of airmen out there right now who are making amazing content out there. So I wanted to highlight the amazing content. And obviously there are some people out there who aren't really making, the best kind of content that we can represent the Air Force with. So I'm trying to make this community to where it shows that we can support people who actually are making good content. Let's bring them together. Let's connect the recruiters with influencers, give them more information, because at the end of the day, a lot of these influencers are the ones that we look up to get information from about joining the Air Force. It's a huge step. And like somebody else said in the comment section, Ruman is the face of the Air Force. So that's the. How do you feel about that? And what happened there?
I don't know. I don't know if it's or whatever, but I can't see the comments. But base of the Air Force. If that's what look at me as, I wouldn't mind that title. I just make content just mainly for the people. You know what I mean? Pushing whatever message. Mainly for my career field, right? But just the Air Force in general, just the military in general. So that seems like a responsibility, that I'm willing to actually carry with. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
I feel honored. So whoever said that, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you have to say it one more time in the chat. That was yeah. I have to get the name. But with that being said, I said that that's a lot of things that got people to join is with influencers. Guardian Grit, what got you to join the Air Force?
Man, I'll be very honest, guys. I'm that typical story of just going nowhere. I was living couch to couch, living in my car, smoking pot, getting in fights, like thing that you could imagine I was doing. I had no path, but I always had that little voice in the back of my head that I was willing to do something more than myself. I had it. And so my dad actually introduced me to pararescue. He brought me to the unit. And, I saw this guy that was like 6'2", blue eyes, like Brad Pitt and Troy. And he had like abs. I mean, his thighs had abs down to his freaking ankles, this dude. And I was like, I want to be that dude. Kind of changed my whole mindset. Nothing stronger than the made up mind. And that is 100% absolutely obsessed with being a PJ. And I was obsessed. So I put my obsessed with the crew full ever since. And I think that's really the main priority that people put in their head is you have to be obsessed with this. There's a 90% dropout rate for a reason. No other choice. I was not going back to that life. And, crazy. I go back. People said that in high school that they were that I die or go to like that was what they thought of me. And so when people think of you a certain way, you start to believe that, and you got to kind of fight that. Here I am, 15 years later, living a life that, man, I can't even explain some of the things I've done, and it's just been great.
Yeah, I think I was talking about that the other day, where it was just like it's kind of funny how we see what our life is, and we don't know what's on the other side. 2 years ago, I mean, this is all new. Like 2 years ago, I think I was only at like 4,600 right followers. I was brand new to recruiting. I'm sorry, about 3 years ago, and then I remember Wu Man's video, the security forces video. I just reposted that one video, and that's why I wanted him on here because. I'm always going to give the flowers to the people who started this. And when it comes to Air Force content creation, security forces, just a good way to see what it's like inside the Air Force, with a little bit of a twist to the modern age of the new generation. And I truly believe that Wuman is that face of the new generation of people who want to join, understand that hey, the work does get serious, but we also have that work-life balance where we work our hours and then get off of work and then still do your thing. We're not trying to take your personality from you. We want to promote that. So, with that being said, with Guardian Grit story, what got you to join, Woman?
Um, man, I would say so. I initially wanted to go to college for acting. I wanted to go to HBCU. That was the plan. Then a recruiter came up to me and he was like, "You ever join the Air Force?" Nah, I want to fly no planes. And then he started telling me about like the travel and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, like what? I'm joining the military for school, to travel, to network, and just be a better be a better role for my younger kin, and basically for my community. You know, like where I'm from, it's not like your average, modern day community. Group of minorities. It's a um, fairly, poor community. You know what I mean? So, and it's like whenever you're brought up a certain way, and you think a lot of the negative things is the norm, well, that's not the case. So I just kind of wanted to be like, show people where I'm from, like, what, you can use. There's more options rather than the little options that are shown to us younger. So, yeah, I was just going just to be a better person overall.
Yeah, I love what that guy's saying there, Dangler, talking about like you're the new generation where you can be an SF dude, get after it, get after that mission, try out for the Ravens, whatever you're trying to do, but yet still be the person that you are. And as long as you're being politically correct and you're not bashing people and stuff, then you're good, man. Because I saw a lot of your videos. That stuff is hilarious, and so it's good to see, man. And that's kind of it's crazy because I think we can all relate here is that mentality is people gonna do people care about what I'm doing? Like, I care about what people think. And sometimes that kind of like, that's why I didn't start this earlier, is because I was afraid of what my people would think of me. Am I, why are you out there doing this? What I realized is that there are way less haters than there are people that you're helping. And that's really what keeps me keeps me going every day, is like, I'm helping so many people with this Guardian Grit, from getting into these programs, from recruiting to helping them out with WaterCon. And there's going to be haters. They're going to be like, oh, why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? But that's such a small number compared to what I'm actually doing. And same with you, Woo Man. Same with you, Greg. Like, how many people are you helping? Tons and tons of people. And so that's what kind of keeps me going with this social media.
Yeah, I think like just like like I guess like especially like whenever you said 2008, that's when you came in. That's a long time, right?
Now over here.
Yeah, it's a long time. I think
That's a
the
long
military has definitely changed over time, and you saw that, and then you were also able to come around that same time and adapt to this new generation. You know what I mean? So that just shows a lot about your character and you growing to that, because like that is a hard thing. You know what I mean? Like whenever you're brought up a certain way, and you were taught like, okay, hey, shut up and color. You know what I mean? And now you got these other airmen coming in, and they're like, why? You like, oh fuck. Uh, Damn. And instead of telling them shut up and color, you're like, okay, let me get the why and let me explain it to you, because you came in at a certain time. Well, you know what I mean? And then you know what? Explaining the why I feel like is important, because there are a lot of times airmen come to me be like, why? I'm like, all right, you know what? I don't know. Let me let me figure that information out. And I think that that's important. Explaining why, and also showing like you can join the military, still be yourself. But at the same time, there is a certain standard that you have to be held to. So I apply that to my social media skits. I apply that to my troops. I apply that to everyday life. You know, and yeah, and I have my current leaders. They're senior NCOs, and they've been in for, I think actually two of them have been in longer than you. And seeing them being able to adapt the same way, I just have so much respect for those types of people like yourself, because I know that's a hard thing to do. It's very challenging. You know what I mean? Same with you, Sergeant Butler. I know you've been in for, um, so I think like, yeah, also being able to adapt to this social media stuff like that, and these new troops, these new generation of. So yeah, I want to say thank you on behalf of uh, Gen Z, because
time.
I'm part of that as well. So yeah.
Nah, I appreciate that, and I think it's about caring. At the end of the day, like it's really easy to say don't do it, don't like stop what you're doing, do it this way. This is how I went through it. So I believe showing care is going to be taking the time to, again, like you said, understand the regulations that you might not understand. So whenever your troops are asking you the why, that you can feel comfortable asking people, hey, why can't we do it like this? Okay, that makes sense. Hey, so how can we do it? And it kind of goes back to when I was recruiting. There's a lot of people who say this doesn't work, that doesn't work. Okay, cool, but how can we make it work? And I think that's taking that mindset into this approach is very huge, because again, whenever you stop helping people and supporting people, you're pretty much tearing down bridges. And once you tear down that bridge, it's really hard to build it back up, especially when the bridge was already there in the first place. So this is something that I want to keep doing for a while, and to see where it goes. But I don't think there's anything out there like this right now. And when you said that you didn't want to do it at first because you were afraid of what people might say, this live was something that I wanted to do probably 6 months ago. But again, it was, how do you do it? How do we do it the right way? How are we perfect at it? But again, this is the third live. We already had technical difficulties. We don't have to be perfect. The community that we have here is going to support us on whatever we do. And we also have people who are leaving for basic every single week. They might need to hear this one last voice, this one last message that, hey, you got this. You just stay motivated. This is last weekend before you ship out. Hey, stay safe, because what could happen on the other side is going to be way beneficial, way more beneficial than what's going on in current life. There's a lot of people out there with different circumstances. So that's what I love about this community. If you read a lot of the comments that we have on the videos, we have so many people out there motivating each other, tagging other creators on here, doing some collabs. So, a little bit of a sneak peek on 2025 is definitely going to see if we can get some more Air Force people to come together and collaborate. Because I don't think we have one collaboration video with content creators out there. I think Women and I were talking about that.
Yeah, nah, I'm definitely trying to do that. Just get a bunch. I'm actually supposed to be collabing with some. They're not Air Force, but I got some other like Army, Marine guys that we'll be collabing with. But like, I haven't actually collaborated with another Air Force content creator. So
Yeah.
that's definitely something that I would love to, and I'd be dope. Um, yeah.
And with that being said, again, we're talking about combining, the generations, right? So with a lot of the regulation and rules and seeing what we can capture, what's some of the ideas that you think, Guardian Grit, that we can use to help influence other people to make content that could be more shareable, pretty much?
I'm a big proponent of purpose. I think that I'm a big believer in God as well. And I think that when God puts desires in your hearts, like that's Him. He's putting this desire in your heart. At that point, he's not going to give you anything you can't handle, right? So, like, sometimes we get these fears to do things. There's a lot of people that would be great content makers. But again, that whole like starting or whatever it may be. But you guys got to think about the big picture. The reason I started this was because I wanted people to know that I was just a regular dude doing stupid stuff just like everyone else, that wanted to change his life. And here I am, and to change other people's lives, because when you talk about making relationships, so one thing I do with Guardian Grit is I do mentorship sessions. So people call me like an hour plus on Zoom, and the first 20 minutes, all I ask is just tell me about your life. And you'd be surprised, like some of these guys are just opening up. Some of them are crying, and they're talking about their mom died, their dad died, their brother died, they were homeless, like all these different things that are still relevant from the 1900s, 1800s, all the way up to 24. All these issues that we have and these problems that we all individually have, other people have issues too. And as I got older, I realized on certain things on how to overcome those issues. And that's what I kind of give these guys. I give them these these tokens. I'm like, hey, I want you to think about this, or I want you to try this. And like I say, and I said this on one of my podcasts, and I'd love to say this to you guys, is that if you picture yourself in the future, whoever you want to be in 5, 10 years, this is who you want to be. And this is who God needs you to be. And all these little things that you're going through your life, basic training, pararescue training, someone dies that's close to you, you don't make rank try, or something's really hard. All those walls that you have to climb, those are necessary steps in your journey to become the person. And God gives you the free will of like, oh, He needs you to go over those, learn from those experiences to become that person. And it's kind of like David Goggins. I don't know if you guys remember, he had a video where he was like, I went to heaven when I died, a 300-pound cockroach guy. And I went to heaven, and God showed me this list of, he did the Moab 240. He became an author, a bestseller, all these different things, a millionaire. And he was like, who's that dude? And God was like, this who you could have been, but you let your fear, take over. And that's for all the people out here that are worried about the Air Force. The Air Force is fear equals discipline. We have to beat it into you, discipline through fear. And once you become an operator, either be special forces or a security forces, recruiter, it doesn't matter. Your discipline is now embedded in your brain to where everything you do is disciplined so you can execute the mission correctly. Like that's what it comes down to. So yeah, I'm done talking. I don't want to take up too
Oh, no, no, we're not.
As far-
Well, yeah, I love the gems that we always get from both. Oh,
I can't
I,
see comments at
you
all.
can see the comments. Okay, I just said so. I wanted to go PJ and was only able to get tag P. Is there anything I can do to try and get PJ? But
I mean, that's going to depend on why you couldn't go PJ, probably eyesight, things like that. A lot of our stuff is correctable. So if you can go get LASIX, that's like you heal a couple days, but you got to wait 6 months. So, and 6 months is plenty of time to get trained up. A lot of people are so on like, I got to leave now. Here's the thing: if you're ready to leave, then leave because you don't want to injure yourself. But if this is a journey that you want to take and it's going to be the next 20 years of your life and all you need is LASIX, go get LASIX. Like, don't go do a job that you don't want to do because you have a little obstacle in your way. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's something about the fear is discipline thing. And I think a lot of people, don't understand how normal fear is. Like it's really like it doesn't make just because you have fear, it doesn't make you like a weak person. Like I have fear every time like I'm doing something. Like I'm always fear, but it's like I just push. Anytime I'm going up for a school from trying out. So I had a Raven trial today. I was little nervous for it, right? And I've done this plenty of times. I've done 5 mile runs under 40 minutes. I've done mile runs. I've done mile. Like it's just that those moments. It's just like it's a fear, and it's okay. You just got to accept it, and also tell you can do these things, especially if you did them on multiple occasions. So just whenever you feeling fear, just do it, and then you'll be like, anytime I complete something, I feel so much better about myself because you know what, hey, I did that, right? I didn't want to do it. I was scared to do it, and I did it. And that's just something for me to look back on it. So every time I come fearful of something, then I'm like, you know what? I was fearful of this situation, and I still got through it. So
Yeah,
don't,
Yeah,
let's skip through that. Hold on, you're trying to go way too fast. You snuck that in there in the beginning and then talked everything around it. You just
what?
said Raven tryouts.
oh yeah,
What
Yeah.
what's a Raven?
So Raven is they go on like so Raven, it's like a flyway security position, right? So it's like a school. It's 22 days, 22 or 23 days. They teach you combatives. They teach you like verbal communication because basically like when you go on flash missions, your job is to guard planes. You're traveling with that plane, whether it's a 4-star general on it or like whoever the aircraft commander is, you're guarding that plane. So they put you through the course and they give you that tab because you're constantly going on missions and you have to be able to protect the plane both with communication and hands-on experience, like hands-on, like hand type of thing. So yeah, trials today. To actually go to the school. The school is in October, which is actually around the same dates where I'm coming out there for San Antonio and then Orlando. I'm not gonna be able to make it, but I just want to go. I just want to go to trials just because, right? See where I was at, how I was doing, and then yeah, comes up again, I'll go to the trials to do it all over again. So that's what I mean, like a kind of the fair thing, right? Just you if you want to do something, just do it, even if you're scared to just do it. You know.
and that's
So,
great. Just to add on to your fear thing, it really comes down to like we're not asking fearless. We're just asking you every day to fear less. That's really what
mm,
time that you
or
something. You know what I mean? Every time you do something, your confidence goes up, and your ability to look at something and have less fear is really is key. Because I have fear all the time, but just like you said, you got to push through that because at the end, if you don't do it, you regret it, and that feeling of like regret is way worse than failing at something. I'd rather fail 1,000 times than say I never did it.
Yeah.
I can't.
I know he wrote that down. I saw him write that down.
what?
It's not fearless, it's fearless.
I
Uh,
definitely. What? I heard
yeah.
it somewhere else, but it didn't hit until just now. And I was like, okay, that's a bar. I'm gonna put that on there. So PJ, man, you know what's crazy? That was actually what I was about to join. So I wanted the first job that was leaving, right? And then brought up security forces, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be no cop. Like, where I'm from, like, you don't cops, you don't mess with cops, you know what I mean? So I'm like trying to be no cop. He was like, all right, cool. Got this thing called rescue. And he gave me like he was like Hurricane Katrina. They was helped out with that. He didn't really give me no in-depth like what pararescue was. I'm like, what? I say people from floods. What? And so I went to the trials or whatever. And well, before that, they said 11 laps, right? For swimming. So in my mind, 11 laps is down one, back two, right? So I'm going to LA Fitness every day. I'm training my body for 11 laps. But I crushed the regular PT, everything else. When it came down to the swimming, they said 11 laps, right? I'm like, cool, down and back. I'm like, that's one. So that's 22 laps. You know what I mean? I didn't train for that. So I got to 11 laps exactly, and I put my feet down. But I finished the rest of the other laps, but I put my feet down, right? And after the fact, I was like, all right, I can train my body for this. And they was like, if you're not ready to shoot someone or be shot at, right? And he was talking like talking about all of us. It was PJ there, it was Tac Peas or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? You fucking right. I'm definitely not that's not what I'm here. You know what I mean? So I was like, security for you know what I mean? Because like my heart wasn't in the military. I'm just trying to use the military as a stepping stone. So it was like that's not no, I want to join the military and still have my personal life. Like still like the skits and travel, do all that. I still want to have my fun, and I know like if I would have went that route, that is a commitment that I would have to make, and that would take a lot of my time, right? So what is it's 3 years for just training, right?
So I joined in 2008. Went through Indoc. I didn't carry on until almost 2011.
Yes, that is a long time, and like at the time, like if my heart is in something, then I'm gonna do it. But it's like my heart in the military at all. So I definitely commend people like you for going to special ops. What is like what is probably one of your biggest what was one of your biggest like challenges being PJ?
So my biggest challenge when it came down to Indoc, at least, was I went through three Indocs, and I mean I got my
Hey, what's the end of?
Indoc is like back in the day it was about 9 weeks long. Every single week is an evaluation that goes up. So it's like the first week will be 8 pull-ups, then the next week is 9, 10, 11. Same with the run. Our final eval for Indoc was 70 push, like all the way down, all the way up. You have to like lock out your elbows, and then you had to do 13 pull-ups, but like up to your Adam's apple, nice strict form, sit-ups, and then you had to do a 6-mile run in 44 minutes, and then you had to do a 4,000 swim in I think it was 80 minutes, and then a bunch of under. And what's crazy is there's a guy here in the chat. His name is Alex On. If you guys, I'll give a shout out to him because this guy is extraordinary. He went through Indoc with me. He failed out, and it screwed with him for a long time. He came back and failed again. And you could fail out for anything. He is right now. He's a special forces. He's a Green Beret. He also owns the company Whoopee. If you guys ever heard it, it's like a multi jacket company. He owns Whoopee, and so you never know what you fail for. You could be the best PJ in the world, but if you fail push up, like it sucks. It is what it is, and it's just crazy, man. It's tough, man, and I just didn't quit, and I just always had my eye on the prize of putting that beret on.
Real quick, we have a huge shout out to King A joining on Sunday because today is or this next week we have an early ship week, so people are going to be shipping out the basic, leaving on Monday, or getting there on Monday. So huge shout out to King A. He got security forces, so coming to a base near you, man. I think you're froze. All right.
I'm back. All right, you hold on. Okay, so let's retract a little bit. You said 6 miles under 44 minutes.
Yep, 6-mile run. That was actually slow. I think a lot of people were running like 6:20, 6:30s.
You know what? I guess that's valid because like for Ranger you got to run 5 miles under 40, and I ran 36. So I guess another mile.
You
I
could do
could do that. Yeah.
7:10, but we ran every day. It was like you went outside, and then you had 3 groups. You had your A group, B group, slow, fast to slow. And if you wanted to push yourself and you knew you were having trouble, you just get with the A group and you struggle the whole way. But because these instructors, when I was an instructor there, I was the A group runner. I could run 6:10s, 6:15s all day. But I was also very lean and a lot smaller. But once I became a PJ, especially in Afghanistan, and when I joined pararescue, I was 129 pounds or something like that. In Afghanistan, I weighed about 183, and I was strong. So like you're gonna gain muscle and stuff, but it's really the mindset getting through that, the endurance. That's where it's at. Guys will always come to excuse of why they shouldn't be there, and then they always regret it, every single one of them. So
Yes, Alex says coverage blown. He's still in here. So.
he's a stud. He's an absolute stud. He's one of my good friends.
No, man. Did y'all want to dab into some of these pre-questions that we had?
Yeah, so we have a few questions. I want to get out this one really quick. Just a quick little shooter. What's your favorite colors?
Okay.
Quick little icebreaker.
Go first.
Oh, mine's black. Let's go. Let's just get it all out.
All right. It's red for me.
Mine is blue and purple mixed. I don't know, but it like reminds me of like the galaxy or something. I've always liked that color.
I've never heard anyone say something like that before. That's kind of
dope. I used to all the time.
One of them is
like all I wore was black tee. I had a black on black RX-8 on black rims. It was beautiful. It was my first car when I became a PJ, and I had like these tight little like grease lightning shirts. I was big shot.
Purple. What I need to be 100% VA? Or can I jump straight to that? That's my boy. Man, he on here trolling.
Yeah, we have one where it says, "Do you still use any of the skills you learned at basic?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can start that one because
go ahead.
It's more like networking. That's honestly the first time I started learning about networking. So where I started learning how to ask around, like ask people who you're with, right? Something that I found really interesting about the Air Force, and I guess you can say comfortable too, is whenever you join, you're joining with a lot of people who are like-minded. A lot of people who are trying to serve, the country, right? Coming from different backgrounds. Already people who put others first. So, getting to know them, that kind of helps break the ice right away. And one of the things I learned too was just, I guess, finally a good time to know when to not talk and just listen, right? And they give you a lot of time to just not talk and listen. And, basically it's pretty much, I feel, something that is there to break you down and build you back up. It's not there to destroy you. It's not there to make you miserable, but it is there to help you, teach you, and help you with the foundation principles pretty much of joining the Air Force. So I look at it more like understanding what it's like, taking what you learn from it. I love basic training. I just would never want to go back to it.
I don't want to go back to that.
No. But you learn a lot in basic. You learn that discipline. You learn to be patient. It's always hurry up, kind of things like that. And you're around a lot of people who you learn how to be patient with other people as well. Like that first 3 days in basic, I don't think any of us got sleep. We didn't have any food. We didn't get any sleep. So you got a bunch of grumpy dudes around each other, all from different places in the world. And you got to get along with each other. Otherwise you get in trouble. And so you learn that, and that kind of has helped me throughout my entire career as well.
I'm not gonna lie, I slept like a baby in basic every single. I don't know if I was in I don't know if it's because I was in Disneyland or if it's like I came up around a different time, but man, I slept amazing.
Yeah,
I was
tired. Yeah, that means you put in effort during the day.
Yeah.
I had two dudes that were next to me snoring, and that's pet peeve, snoring. And I was just like racking my brain. I just couldn't do it. And then I ended up volunteering to be
what?
Element leaders.
Okay.
So people took advantage of element leaders. I had like 5 lockers that I had, and they were just like half-assing all their stuff. So I had to go in there in the middle of the night with my headlamp and just make their socks, harder, their shirts better. They just knew what I was doing. I was like, "Look, guys, you got to do this yourself." And they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah." I just did it took advantage of me.
Yeah. Somebody asked, "Is it hard to get into the Air Force?" I would say it also just depends on again where you're at. you know, for me, it was a little bit easy to join. I joined when I was a junior in high school. It's why I always try to tell people to not wait after, their senior year, because whenever you wait, the longer you wait, we realize that, medical issues start popping up. And that medical, once you get that first medical issue, it could delay your process. So I would say, it's dependable, that it depends on how hard it is to join base. It pretty much based off of the situation that you're bringing to the Air Force, pretty much. That's just a quick question. Again, if you have any questions in the chat, go ahead and ask them away. Just going to be chilling in here for another about 15, 20 minutes. Huge shout out to Woo Man and Guardian Grid for stopping by. I kind of was selfish on this promo. I hit 250,000 followers on here. So coming from the millie guy, thanks, Woo Man.
Nah, man.
Woo Man over a million on TikTok.
Nah,
but not it's that's feel to where it's not like I have no idea where we're gonna go, but I know that the more reach we get, the more people I want to bring along, because this is something that I feel we have something big that we can all be a part of. And again, if it's helping just two people, and I know again we have 2 or 3 people in here who are about to leave on Monday, that's huge. That right there, it makes my Friday night worth it, where it's like we can get you that last bit of motivation to get out the door, get out of your community, get out of the situation that you're in, get a trade, go out there, get some education, then bring it back with all your leadership skills, and be a future leader in your community. That's my goal, and I love seeing all the lives that we can change, every day.
Yeah, for sure.
this question start to roll in.
Someone says, I'm going to be special forces in the Army. Hey, I'm not trying to plug, but I will say this. Air Force is the only one with a direct pipeline to special operations, special warfare. So good luck in the Army.
Did you want to get the other pre-ones, or?
Yeah.
We had a couple, but I mean, some of them I kind of want to ask the people who are live in this chat right now. Let's get some of their questions. So if you're live in the chat and you have questions, when it comes to like our Air Force story, pretty much, when it comes to the day in the life, and while we wait for Guardian Grid to come back.
Yeah, what medical problems would disqualify you?
Oh yeah, some of the questions you have to be directed to your recruiter in your local area. So I believe with the Aim High app, you can get connected with a recruiter in your area. So that's just very huge to get into.
Parents tell me not to. What should I do? I feel like that's a good question.
Yeah, that's something that I would just try to bring them some information on what life is like in the Air Force. Bring them over to your local recruiter. Yeah, wait till you're 17 though, but just ask them to, hey, let's talk to a recruiter. I just want to see what benefits I have, what opportunities I can have. I have had about 2 or 3 people who had to wait until they were 18 to join. So just making sure that if your parents aren't gonna be the ones that sign the parental release, then just it's okay. Just wait till you're 18. Make sure that you're all ready to go, and then talk to your recruiter then. But something else I want to kind of ask, as we're going over some of these questions is what got you to start making skits, man? Like what got the idea going that, hey, this might be a path I want to take?
Cool. Let me answer this one question. It says, when I'm going Raven, I have no idea yet. Soon, sometime next year. What got me to start making skits? I get asked this pretty often. Mr. Commodore. He is New York content creator. He's been making comedy skits for a minute. And before I joined, I was making comedy skits. Actually, like what? January, February, March, like 4 months before I joined the military. It was January 1st, 2019. I made my first skit. And like, because I was watching him, how creative he was. And, and I was like, you know what? He can do that. I can do that too, And where I'm from, nobody was doing it. Was like 2 other people that was like making skits, like not really, So I just started making skits, and then I joined the military, and basic tech school hit. I wasn't getting as much views as before, and then I got to my still some, but I wasn't really, the type of like views now, and one military comedy skit, and this guy named SF Me shared it. I woke up to like 100 notifications, and I was like, oh. So then I just started making military content. So that's probably that's how it was.
You got like a natural. It doesn't seem like you're acting, which is what
Yeah.
I like it. It
Did you
just
see his
real. And some of
security forces,
it's
or did you see his special
yeah.
warfare video? I sent you that one.
No,
Yeah, I
I'd
didn't
have
send
to
you that
look
one.
at.
I
I was
meant to
looking
send
at
you
a
that
bunch.
before this.
The
But huge shout out to women also. You know, there's a lot of careers out there that have bonuses, and you know, when it comes to our bonuses every fiscal year, we're about to have some new ones. Can't really talk about them yet until we see what they are. But I reached out to Wooman to see if we can help kind of like get an icebreaker to our bonuses. You know, bonuses are you know, be transparent with you. They're for hard to fill jobs. You know, special warfare is a hard to fill job. It comes with a lot of qualifications. So we're looking for the most elite athletes out there. You're gonna get a bonus for being the most athlete. So reached out to Wu Man for that. I think it was within a week. He already had creative genius ideas in there. Gave us a video. Can't do rucks yet, so we got to teach him how to do a ruck because you know he falls on his back every time he puts a bag on. So and what was there was one where which one was it? The linguist, right? The crypto linguist. You know, just a little bit of a heads up. Crypto linguist has nothing to do with crypto. So I know that's a lot of a misconception out there. So
that I think that was the funniest one. Like I watched that, I laugh at it like the most because when I read it, crypto linguist, I'm like, okay, what would someone who reads this, what would they think? And that's what I thought. Like crypto linguist, I'm like, I knew it wasn't that, but that's the first thing I thought of. So, but yeah, basically in the video, I kind of I looked at the list of jobs that I had a bonus, and I was like, all right, what would like a civilian think that this job is doing, right? And then also and also using the knowledge that I have of what the job actually is. I kind of made videos about that, and I made it was long, it was very long, and he came with the idea to split them, which was a dope idea because it was like me explaining the jobs, and he actually ended up turning the other half into. So yeah, you know that like but he comes up with these ideas and he shoots them to me, and I'm like, okay, boom, like it's like you're doing a lot, man, and I want to say thank you for real. Like even just with this whole live thing, like you promote live, like you know, I never thought to do these things because I was like I'm not good at promoting myself. I just make videos and I just post them, and you know, and then over time they just started going like that, you know. But as far as like actually like marketing myself, I'm not very good at that. I'm learning a lot. So
I think the marketing does itself. You know, just some of those videos are
what did
hilarious. Um, that's good, man. That's good. That creative side, man.
yeah,
Don't let that ever
questions? We have
stop.
Air
Is
Force
that
keeping the dress
the link?
uniform. Any new ones coming? Uh, yeah,
I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard of that one
I'm sure.
yet. Not yet. But no, yeah, with the, you know, we use you as well for you know, to promote the Air Force. I'm wondering what could you, you know, what do you need from us pretty much? Like what's some ways we can help support you that you think?
like what as far as recruiting.
Not just like making content. Like I think we talked about it before. And when, you know, with that being said, should we leak the? I don't know if you. Maybe we could talk about it because you know we're gonna be in San Antonio at the end of October, early November timeframe.
I,
So you know if you're in the chat and you have any ideas on some some collaboration ideas down there, let us know. It's gonna be a good time. It'll be the first time that we actually meet face to face. I know we've been knowing each other for over 2 years, and you know it kind of speaks on the Air Force, right? Where it's like you can still it feels like a family. Like it doesn't feel like I just met you, and it feels like it's gonna be natural. Where you know, right when we get there. And I know I met Master, you know, Guardian Grit as well. And the second I met him, it was just felt like okay, cool. Like we felt the same energy on live. You know, and that's something else that's huge too that I wanted to showcase is like, yeah, you're funny on here, but you're also a real person. You know, you're funny and you're making good skits. You know, you give out good information, Guardian Grit, but you're also a good person. You know, you're not just making it for the content on here, which I think is a huge understatement because there's a lot of people out there who I believe aren't the same people on here as they are, in real life. So to be able to be authentic is very huge in today's, I believe, generation. If we can't trust you, then I can't really take information from you. So
Well, I think a lot of people believe that the military is this. Everyone talks like Roger that, and talk right, but like all our jobs are. We have these team rooms where it's just a bunch of dudes. We were just regular dudes doing regular stuff, and then we joined the Air Force. Like, Wu Man put out a skit about like doing a simulated mission or whatever. He was pulled some guy over, and his supervisor was like, "Oh, this guy doesn't have a license. Nope, he doesn't. He doesn't speak English." And you're like, "Hold on, what?" And so that it's funny because that's how sometimes it is. And we don't want you guys to think that military is just all left face, about face, sleep standing up kind of crap. It's not like that. We're just regular people getting out of the mission. We know when to joke, when to take it serious. A lot of this stuff, especially special warfare and security forces, is life or death situation. I mean, look at the post that just
yeah,
got shot
Yeah.
up over here at Lackland. Those dudes kind of did their thing and they shot back, and they had that senior NCO come in there and said, was like, hey, that's where that leadership comes in, because he went in there and was like, hey, get your crap together, because that's what happened. That senior NCO came in there and said, get your crap together, shoot back.
yep,
And I
happened
think
like
it
8
happened the
hours
next
later.
day
Yep.
too. And so like, yeah, and the thing is that we train the lowest common denominator to be a lethal weapon when you have to be. But if you're just chilling at home and doing your thing, like everyone's joking around. It's not like I go home and I'm like yelling at my kids and stuff. Like it's all jokes.
Yeah.
So,
Really, really quick, though,
you
we
know,
have a huge shout out from Pears97. He said that he met Wu Man yesterday before he flew out. Thanks for the merch.
Yeah, man.
uh,
Yeah, but that was dope, man. I was in the guard room. I was DR guys, and one of the guard guys came in, and they was like, "Yeah, I want to buy some merch." Also, like a couple of days prior to that, they were asking for gates. I heard Woman snap, so I ended up running to that guy, to him. Man, it was just dope. It was just dope people, a lot of love. So I appreciate y'all. Um, you were asking, you said, what can y'all do for me? I'm reading this book. It's called Who, Not How, right? So it's like I want to be able to go into rooms and just do like all these ideas, all these dreams, all these things I want to do. I want to be able to do them, but it's like I don't know how to do them. I don't know how to get rooms. We were talking about like the basic training thing, right? I don't know how to do that. So what I want, and we talked about this already, is what I want and what I need is a who can help me do these things, who can help me bring my ideas to life, because like a lot of this stuff that I put on social media, these skits is like the skits is so small. So what I have planned, ideas that I have in the military, the things I'm trying to do, the impact I'm trying to have, the full face of the Air Force type of thing. So like I want to be able to like, okay, can I get into this room and talk to, can I do this? Can I do that? That's what I need. I just how have who to show me how to get into these rooms and how to, put my ideas out there and kind of just meet these different people. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm asking for that.
so I piggyback on that. So in the pararescue career field, we have a signal chat called That Others May Live. There's like a 1,000 guys from the 1960s all the way till 24 that were PJs, retired, current active. And then we have a secondary chat called PJ Wealth. There's like 300 guys. Every Saturday they do a Zoom call with as many guys who wants to come on, talking about real estate and like how to make money and all these different things. And we have guys who are multi-millionaires. It's not the same thing as what you're asking for, but that's all it took was just, hey, I'm going to build a chat on PJ Wealth, and every Saturday we're going to hold. And so maybe that's something you could do, is like, hey, you reach out on your Instagram. Look, I'm looking for, you know, 20 motivated people that have background in, comedy and videography or whatever. You guys just go there and just throw ideas off each other. And it's like, no training. You're like, damn, that was a good idea. and run with that and say, how do you do that? And then maybe you do collab and you guys share the wealth or whatever. You're going to see things and hear things that you've never even thought of. And then that's when your creative start running and you're like, oh man, I could really run with that.
Yeah, we were
And
just
so
talking
I would
about that,
suggest
what,
that.
5 days ago?
Yeah.
We're thinking about something else that's not around is even, I said the Air Force hasn't collaborated. Well, the military hasn't collaborated either. And I think there's something that we can really do and make a huge impact by having all of us kind of get together. I wanted to do like kind of like a kickball tournament with all the content creators, right? Make it a big event, get an Airbnb at a baseball field, and we could get half the field making content, right? Having skits. We have other half Army versus Air Force, kickball. Then the Marine versus Navy kickball. See which one's the best one, out of them two. I think the Navy got it. And just have a good time. And then,
Yeah.
do it the right way. And then we can make it an annual. And, networking is such an important thing I learned from serving. That was from lemon ginger tea. And that's huge too. But before we go any further though, important question. I'm going in as EOD. Any advice you can give me? I definitely appreciate any advice. So EOD motivation.
EOD is a tough job. That's it's a very tough job for someone to do that. Every EOD is extremely squared away. The physical side that you're just going to have to train for. And I think that's what a lot of people, they don't train to a standard to a point where like when you get into your selection course, either it's EOD, if you're at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to standard, you're going to have that's a stressor that you have to. The more stressed you are physically, the less mentally that you can think, and then you start getting in your see everyone around you who is prepared, and you're like, man, I can't handle this. And that's why a lot of guys quit. EOD is no joke. The job's no joke, and they're depending on there's some real heroes out there. So, I would say just start looking into the career field that you might have to study, and then just get physically ready and get mentally ready. A lot of people think, how do I get mentally ready to push myself through that? Go do 300 8-count bodybuilders in a row. After 100, you're probably gonna be like, I don't want to do this anymore. But then you get to 200, and then you go, oh, I only got 100 left. And then you do 300, and you're like, man, I could do 500. And that's how you start breaking it without breaking
Yeah.
your.
And quick, along with that is before you go, somebody said EOD is such a good job. I had to censor that one. I went to do an inspection on them in bio, and it's such a cool AFSC. So reach out, look over Lemon Ginger Tea's profile, see what that bio is about, see if that video might interest you. And we live in such a good generation now where it's like we have firsthand knowledge of people who can get you information on it as well. So like he was saying, do your research on it, get mentally prepared with it. All the information is out there for you. So, and what were you saying, Woman?
I don't even know. I don't even said that I wasn't about to say nothing. I think I was about to read like a comment. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's some content ideas you got coming out? That just you're already working on, so people don't try and steal them and get ahead.
That I'm already working on. All right.
What's the next
So
video? We need to know.
So you see that thing about the troops going live on post?
I don't know anything about no troops going live on post. Is that a thing? Do people go live on? I don't think people go live on post. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that.
Bro, they're going live on post, like on duty, like with name tapes, like M4. They're asking for like gifts, like all like I don't people. You can go live on uniform, right? But like they're like asking for like money, basically, right? You're supposed to get money off the Air Force or whatever, or the military. But this one particular airman, he went live on TikTok on post on duty, and the airman NCO page reposted it. And
oh man,
before that happened, right? Because it's been a thing. This has been a thing for a minute. Like before that happened, I wanted to make a skit on it. It's like in my notes for a minute, but like I saw that situation. All right, I'm gonna use that as like a thing, and I actually did. So I went live on TikTok, and I was trying to recreate it, and I screen recorded on my phone. but the sound wasn't there. So now I got to remake it. But yeah, that's the next.
A little bit of backstory on that one before we go any further on it is we definitely reached out to that airman, and we both kind of talked to him about it. And again, kind of like the senses of it was didn't know how to do it. He's been making content before he got in, so he did content when he was work. Other people make content when they're working at Wendy's and Burger King when they're on shift. So if they can do that, why can't I do it? In uniform when I'm on shift. So just pull them aside, like, hey, like there's a better way to do this. There's a better approach, and guess what? You can still get the same recognition on it. We can actually do more with you if you just don't do it the wrong way. So, a huge shout out to Wooman again for helping reach out to him. And I think we got him on the right track. I think it's been, 5 days since the last MNCO live post from him. So that's good. We're on a good track.
Yeah, we're on a good track. Yeah, definitely. As soon as I saw that video, my immediate reaction was to reach out to him because, and like you said, like they think like, oh, like people at Wendy's, like the military is not a regular job, right? And I think that, a lot of people that's coming in, it's not they don't understand, they're not really consciously aware of that, right? And how important it is to how important the image is of the Air Force, right? And then that also comes with, who are their supervisors, right? And also explain um, emotional intelligence to these airmen that's coming in. And I think that is emotional intelligence is something that is like that's the main key to life, right? Life regardless. But about emotional intelligence, that's when a lot of people they don't know how to communicate. They, let their emotions take over. They're not understanding why this or that. And I think it's
Speaking
what's up, Greg?
of people going live and going crazy,
Greg?
we got that man in the chat.
Yeah,
Hey, man, what's
Greg.
going on, man? Hey,
Yeah, Greg.
he makes some
Greg.
crazy content. Army content creator over there. Go check him out. He
Yeah,
makes some funny content. So that's all I can say on that part.
yeah. What's up? But
But we're gonna have to wrap this up soon. I think we're gonna get kicked off here in like next 4 or 5 minutes. I mean, any last closing words before we just start yellowing it until we get kicked off?
uh, closing word.
I know. I
What,
don't.
you got anything?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Closing words. We came together today, all from different walks of life, different jobs in the Air Force, and one thing that we have in common is that we love our jobs. We love the Air Force. Proud to be in the Air Force. And at one point, we didn't have that mindset saying, "I want to join the military." I joined to be patriotic. I didn't join a PJ. I joined to be that dude I saw that day. I wanted to be that person. And everyone in their own why or whatever, but here we are years later, proud to be who we are, and I owe it to the Air Force. I have my house and my just everything is based on the Air Force. So don't be scared to join. Life changing, but in a good way. I've never heard anyone that's in the Air Force goes, "Man, I regret joining the Air Force." I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that. And so you'd be very surprised once you join basic that everyone around you has like personalities, and you're gonna find your best friend. You're gonna find everything you ever wanted, from money to girls to guys. If you're a girl or whatever, like you want to travel, you want education, you want freaking 10% off everything. I mean, you can go down the line, and it's like you're not anywhere else, especially in today's society and the economy. So I know change is huge, change is scary, but you know deep down that change is what you need. So that's my last words.
He spoke too on that one. That was That,
Yep.
that, that was a good word in there.
That's a good ending for that video now. So I mean, pretty much just gonna see how long we can go live with.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
Somebody asked if we can do a collab with Hilla.
We already got that in the works. Supposed to be seeing him actually what because he's going to Florida or something like that. I don't know. It's in the works though. It's in the works. And in regards to skits and like, next videos, like honestly, I got over 100 plus notes. And like a lot of the skits that I make
He's-
is like,
no one's catching him.
yeah, yeah, I got listen. And the ideas, like ideas is coming. They constantly coming. Like just what happens is like I got all these skits in the notes, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make this one. Then a new idea comes up, and then I just make that new idea happen. So, but yeah, nah, I'm excited to do skits with Hoodlum.
Yeah, nah, and also, we got San Antonio on the end of October and early November. Then we have Orlando the same week.
Same week.
So we're going to do it's a lot of traveling. Unfortunately, we can't go down to uh, I lost it. What's that base again in Florida?
The one you're going to.
Which one?
Herbert. I am
Oh,
gonna
Herbert
plan
Field.
that one out. We got to
Okay.
figure out how to. First off, we got to get Wooman in the states. That's what we got. We got to get him in the states.
I'm trying to get the Moody next.
We got to keep him in the states, and
Yeah,
then
I gotta come back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in England.
Where you at right now?
I've been overseas my whole
Oh,
career, and it's like, and I love being overseas, but it's like, okay, the things that I'm trying to do is kind of difficult being overseas. You know what I mean? So Moody is better. I'm trying to go to. That's what I'm trying to go to Moody.
yeah,
I'm trying to go to the BDG.
we
So
have a lot of things in the works. I will say this: we haven't even scratched the surface of what we can do with social media in the Air Force, and we're talking about doing it the right way. When it comes to information, getting that information out there to make it easier to be digestible. We got some big plans for 2025. Drop in the chat right now if you know another content creator that we should bring on here for a following episode. So let's get them on here. Let's get some more perspectives on here, and yeah, like what's speaking of 2025, what's the goal that you have for 2025 for both of y'all?
you want to go first, Rick? Or?
I mean, I just got big things coming. Like my goal with Guardian Grit is a lot of people think that this it's almost like a nonprofit in a sense because everything I'm gaining from these businesses, I'm trying to create buy an acre of land, build a pool, build a building where people can stay, free food, free drinks, and then have like an overhang with 50 yards of grass, fake grass. I want guys to come from all over the state and be able to stay an entire week and learn about mentorship and how to be a PJ, how to really be anything, and just be that man that or gal that you're supposed to be. And sometimes you need to be around those people and you need to be pushed a little bit and actually find out who you really are. And that's what I want to do. And that's a lot of money, but I see myself in the future doing it. So I'm just building and building until one day it will happen.
Yeah.
Speaking into existence.
What about you?
Oh man, this clothing business I got going. Just pushing it out there, collabs, school, traveling, same, the usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, the usual.
All right. And then let's see. I think that was all the questions that we had. It says someone said bring somebody in here who's a seer specialist. So I guess I got an idea for that one. I have to reach out and see if that's something that they will be interested in doing. Um, let's see. So yeah, for the ones that's now talking about who to bring in, go ahead and send me a DM on who you need me to bring in. If you already have somebody out there that you would like me to bring on, drop me their page. I'll reach out. I'll set it up. Other than that, we're gonna try and do this. I might have to slow it down some, but I'm gonna try and do this at least once or twice a month because I believe this is something else that again, we're just getting people together, communicating, networking. You kind of see what it looks like behind the scenes. I know we got some ideas now. We networked with Guardian Grit and Wooman to get them together, so that way, in case Wooman ever wants to step up and see if he got what it takes to be a PJ, he can go to Herbert Field and try keep up with Guardian Grit. Just
I'll,
a
I'll,
2 mile run.
I'll be out there.
But all right, that's all I got. Huge shout out again for Wooman. It's in there live. Go ahead and follow that page, Guardian Grit. Go follow that page. And again, just thank you for staying here. Apologize for the delay. We'll get it right soon, but I appreciate the support that I get from you all.
All right, bro, Stan. All right, see ya. Y'all take care.
Easy, man.
All
Too
right, take it
easy.
easy.
Yep.
All right.